Hello, welcome to Age of Listening. Sorry that I've not been on for a very long time. I will probably go into that in a minute about why. But I was sitting on the sofa today watching the American to Canada eclipse. And I suddenly had like I thought, I sat there and I was like, you dumbass, Rachel, you're such a dumbass. Do you remember, I think it was about a year ago, I said to you, it was something like that. I kept seeing this symbol and I just didn't know what it was. And I knew it was important, and my guide was kind of saying to me it was important. It was something like that, and I couldn't figure it out, and this was going on for several months. This is how my guide talks to me, basically, about future events. And so I'm seeing this symbol everywhere, in films. I'm seeing it just in graphics. It's just everywhere, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then my guide one day said, sort of flip it and flip the colours. And so I did. I had a chalkboard, and so I drew it in black. And I can't remember now. You'll have to go to the video whether I knew it was an eclipse or not. But anyway, I didn't think anything about it because I don't really follow the moon cycles. It's one thing I would love to do, but I just, well, my guides never played any importance on me learning about it. It's just a thing I'm interested in, and so I kind of haven't, it's something I'd like to learn, but I haven't had my guide sort of push me on it. But I got this symbol. He told me to flip it. I've got it here, and I was sitting on the sofa watching this, going, "Oh, it's a bloody eclipse. That's what he's wanting me." Because my higher self, it always comes across as male, so I say he. When I mean my higher self, I mean the real me. I kind of tend to believe that we're living in a simulation. That's just me. Okay, whatever. But I was looking at this, going, why did he? This morning I was going. This afternoon I was going, oh my goodness, it's the eclipse. That's it. So then I was thinking, well, then why was my guide interested in me knowing about the eclipse before it came out? And I've learnt two things since this period, the last couple of days, and that the moon, a full moon, always brings out kind of your weak areas. And I know a lot of people are triggered by the word weak. I really, please don't be, all I'm going to say is just don't be triggered, because then you're too easily triggered. Really, you're too easily triggered. You've got to work on that. But your weaknesses is something that the moon highlights, and see it as a good thing. See it as a way of, okay, if I get narky or angry, why am I getting narky and angry during a full moon? If I'm narky and angry, what am I being narky and angry about? Okay, so let me start that afresh. If you are a type of person that just gets really anxious around the time of a full moon, then you're holding on to some sort of fear, or it could be you're in fear, not from something rational, but you've just got a general anxiety level, and that generally means you're feeling a lack of control in your life, and there's something that you're feeling trapped in some way. So that's an opportunity for you to look at your life and go, okay, what is it that I'm feeling trapped about, and how can I resolve the issue? That sort of thing. The second thing I learned was, oh my goodness, when you have these crosses, because I keep seeing crosses everywhere. Now, the pathway across America for this eclipse is this way. Now, it's very much like this, but I'm also seeing it the opposite way. So I'm seeing there's a lot of graphics that are like this, and these are pathways, and these eclipses are important because it's helping us to enter a new stage. We're entering into the beginning. I won't say a poop show, but you could see it as that. We're entering into a reset, because X's are 10, and 10 equals 1, and 1 is a new beginning. Pretend that's spelled properly. Do you see? X's, X's. This was a giant X. It is an eclipse, so you've got the sun and the moon. That means it is a 10. It is a new beginning. So something new is coming. Now, the reason why I've been so busy is because I'm trying my hardest to work as hard as I can in the areas that I work in, and I've got several jobs, because I'm trying to get out of Dodge, because that tidal wave is coming. And also there's two things I want to say as well. Let me try and find a piece of paper. I'll use this for now. I'm not very organised. I kind of decided to do this. Do you remember I said to you, whoop, whoop. This is England, Scotland's up here. I saw people coming from Algiers, certain places in Africa, all around Europe, coming from Nice. They were being shifted from Nice, collected, coming through up to Calais, and then they were coming from Calais to Dover. And then I was shown that they were going to come up to here. They weren't, I didn't see them go up to Scotland, or if I did, they didn't go too far. They didn't go too far up to Scotland. They didn't go to the tip of England. And then I saw this. Okay. And then everything went dormant. Very still. And then suddenly there was a wash, a flooding that went all the way down. Hopefully you can see this. Have I got this in? Yeah. So this then went all the way down, and then they funneled back here to Dover, back across the sea, and back to Europe again. So we're entering a stage. So I'm obviously being told, okay, because I've always said to you, there are two things that are coming. This is coming, and this is, I've always said to you that the USA is going to be, I said it about 2 years ago, the USA is going to be The words I got were like cowboys, the Wild West, right? So I said the USA in this next phase is going to be like the Wild West. Now, I've been sitting here waiting for 4 years. So if any of you look at my predictions and go, oh, it didn't come true, you have to wait. I have to wait too. I'm sitting here waiting for it to become the Wild West. It will become like the Wild West. But in England, that is also coming too. And all of these are being manoeuvred and put in place. I can only speculate what that is. But what I do know is it came from just below Nice, the countries that are surrounding Nice. And then there was something where it's being carried up Nice to Calais, over to Dover, and then it was going straight up here, and like a Christmas tree it was coming out. And then there was going to be a certain point where everything was going to be activated, kind of, I saw a war room with a map on a table, and then orders were given, and a flood of kind of horrible stuff, basically. That's all I want to say. Of people doing things that would come down here. It would flood, and I suppose this was symbolic, I suppose, was something is going to flood the UK. Now, when I speak about a flood of water, that is a separate prediction that I was given by my higher self. And that is going to happen where really everyone who lives around the edges, you're going to have to move in, because my guide said to me, get higher, physically get higher. And I know it's definitely above 425 feet, because I was actually going to move to a place that was 425 feet. And my guide said to me, nope, you've got to get higher than that. And I did some looking into it, and I got around 715 feet above sea level. And it's got to be 50 miles inland. So that's a separate. So here we've got two different things that I'm saying is going to happen. And I think it's going to happen. This is the start of the cycle. And I've been waiting for years. But for today was the first day it like went ding. And I was like, oh, you stupid cow. Okay. So, okay. Because with this one, it was set in a war room scenario, because it was like I saw a 1950s situation. Then I'm sorry, I'm just thinking, probably have to delete a few words out of this. I might have to delete, I don't know. But this situation is one in which I think it's people like doing things to produce fear. And the reason why I was given this, I think, because my guide is majorly interested in keeping me safe, right? The reason why my guide was telling me about this is because I'm only about 15 miles away from a hotspot. So my goal over this last 6 months, I can't remember how long it's been since I did a reading. I'm working like Billy O because I've got to move and I've got to get away. And I feel like my guide's been really great, really supportive in helping me by giving me enough time to be able to move where I need to move to, where I am going to be safe. But I'm warning you. I don't have to warn you, but I am warning you. These are the 2 warnings. So I'm getting out of Dodge. I'm finding somewhere fairly secluded and where I feel safe, out of a big city. And I'm making sure I'm not living by the coast anymore. I've still got time. I've still got a few years, but I'm hoping to leave before the end of 2025. I'm hoping to leave definitely before the end of 2026. I want to be in the Midlands, in a secret location. Anyway, so I thought it would be really nice, given that that's, you know, probably really scary news for people. I thought I'd do a bit of a reading on that. To me, it sounds really scary to people, I don't know, but it's not meant to be. Well, probably it is meant to be. I don't know. You have to take it how you want it. It's not scary for me because I've known about it for years. So I've just been sitting here waiting. And, you know, I give you little warnings and I try and give you what I can, but it's falling on deaf ears, to be really honest. No one's at all listening to me. I knew about the thing in 2019. I knew about that way before. I think it was about, where are we now? So I knew at least 7 years ago about that. So I knew, 3 years before it happened. And I knew that because my guide kept giving me symbols. And I kept getting the same symbol over and over again. And so when it arrived in 2019, I wasn't even surprised. I knew exactly what was happening. And I knew why it was happening. I knew what was behind it. And if you look at my first early, like the first ones, and I think I started in October of 2019, not November, October. It could have even been September. And I actually gave a warning there. I wasn't specific, but because I didn't want to kind of frighten people, but I did say we're all about to go through something that's pretty scary, but we're all going to learn who we really are at this time. We're all going to learn what we're made of. It's all meant to progress us. And when I meant it, I should have been more specific. I should have said, it will test your mettle. And when our mettle is tested, you see where you are in your maturing capabilities, your intellect, your spiritual intellect, your emotional intellect. And it will highlight areas that you need to work on. So anyway, that's, I think, a catch-up of where I feel we need to be. You know, I will still endeavour to try and warn you about things. as I go for, I've been so busy that I haven't done any meditation. I've hardly been talking to my guide, and when I have been talking to my guide, it's been through either clients or it's been for like things that are every day, and there's no point in telling you. But let's just do a reading on this year. So the rest of 2024, and let's just see what advice and what the situation is. I already know what's going to happen in America. So anybody in the USA, get away from all the cities and be prepared for every eventuality. That's all I can tell you. I've been doing that. I'm completely self-sustainable as much as I can be in the situation that I am. And I will be making sure that when I leave, I live with every capability and understanding of what I need to survive in a bloody wood if I need to. I've been gaining knowledge and understanding so that I'm empowered to, that if I need to just go on the spur of the moment, I can, and I'll be fine, and so are my kids. Right? No, I'm not going to take that. I've not looked at it. I'm just not going to take it. So let's have a look. I'm going to take two. Moonlight, great big moon. And 6 is all about, well, 6 can be political, but it's all about, let's look at moonlight. Or do I need to look at moonlight? It just seems very obvious, doesn't it? You know, moonlight is what brings out to us what is highlighted that we need to know about. Did I even say that properly? So let's look at it anyway, and that seems so cliche. I'm tempted to look into it deeper, but it kind of seems like really fortuitous. But you know, let's play devil's advocate. Good grief, it's going on and on and on. 51. Am I on the right ones? Enchanted map. That is enchanted map. Oh, it's 51. Am I looking? I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's have a look. Sorry. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical and analytical. Follow it. They were both reversed, but I'm not going to read it as reverse, even though the book says you can. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards and other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one, and it comes with hunches, tingling, a sound, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what I thought it would be. And then we've got magical prayer, 32. 32 is 5. 5 is chaos. Conflict promoting change. Okay. Speak your prayers, listen for the answers, act in faith. I mean, come on. When you see the magic prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, thy will be done through me. Thy will and not mine be done. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to spirit. I don't agree with that bit, actually, but anyway. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. I do agree with that. Your destiny awaits you. As long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power, be assured that you are on the right path. I mean, come on. That's just what I've been saying, isn't it? So, right. couldn't ask for better. Right, okay, let's do the crow spread. You've seen me shuffle these, but let's do them again. Oh. Ah! Oh. That was the death card. Ignore it for now. Let's hope that that doesn't come out. Reset card, X, 10. But I don't want that. I want to wait. I gave a word and I put it out. I ought to probably put it on again. It got nobody watching it. It was absolutely brilliant as well. I got a word and it was really strong, and so I gave it out, and I was sat in my car at the time, and it said, "Put your big girl pants on." I think that was the title, actually. Get your big, and then I realised sort of several weeks later that actually it wasn't for one person, it was for everybody. Get your big girl pants on. We're coming into a time where nobody is going to come out of this without having their metal tested. Now, if you don't know what test their metal comes from, look it up, Google it. It's a phrase. Oh gosh. Right, one more shuffle then. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the whole of the situation and the clarifier. Right, they're all reversed, don't worry about that, but actually, tell a lie, it's on its way. It's not here yet, it's on its way. Okay, so that's a good, the only one that isn't reversed is the near future. So this is the near future, but this is all reversed. And you've seen me shuffle. I've picked them up. These are all reversed. They're all reversed. How surreal. I don't remember putting them in order. That's really weird. Anyway, right. So let's turn them over now. I think, as far as I'm concerned, oops, sorry about that. I don't know if that came through. My headphones just said battery low. So the main situation is we've got two. Twos are about balance coming forward. This is a very practical card because it is Pentacles. So we're talking about real life here. Real life has ups and downs. Can you see that okay? Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. So we have life that is constantly up and down with the waves. This person, 2s are a good card. It means you've got to make choices. This is a Capricorn card. So, you know, you have to you have that push and pull of life, lots of decisions, learning to be flexible. And we see him sort of juggling things, you know, and he's deciding, you know, what he wants versus what he should do and what he should want, you know. So there's that duality and him trying to balance things in life. So this is what is happening, and anyone that's preparing for the future, you know, you have got that situation of where you're preparing for the future but you have to deal with now. And you want to concentrate on now, but you're concerned about the future. So you've got that constant push-pull, you know, and you've got the eternity symbol there. So that's how it is at the moment, okay? And to clarify that, we've got the full card of 0, the primordial void. It can be seen, it's the journey card, it's the have adventure card, but it's a yellow background, so we know that whatever's happening is beyond our control with the yellow, because I always see yellow as something, when I look at the backgrounds of these cards. There's a separate video on it actually in my playlist. But this is stuff that's being done to us, where blue, that's our emotions and our feelings and what we have to control. So for instance, with the top card, he's got yellow background. This is the card of manifestation. It's a universal law. It's not something we govern, but it's something we partake in. We partake in a universal law of the game of life. And so we have here the game of life here, of stepping into the unknown. And yeah, so that pretty sums up what I've been saying anyway. Let's look at the rest then. So this is the past. It's about, I mean, I do particularly like this card. It is one of my favourites. 9s are about attainment of fruition and fulfilment. And here we have somebody who's sitting contented and satisfied because he's learnt how to make his dreams become a reality. And he's been able to reap the rewards of that in the past. Okay, which is why it's behind him and not in front. The atmosphere at present is one of loss. We can go into that in a minute. I mean, for a lot of people, well, let's stick to it. We are coming into a period of loss, but for many people are already, the atmosphere is already in a place of loss because there is conflict, because we have 5. And that is showing instability and chaos and a need to control the situation. But if he can just gather himself, then that conflict that he was in prior is going to lead to change, where he's got new choices of the 2 of Cups behind him. So that's the atmosphere. But this is us, okay? This is our situation. Where are you going to sow your pentacle? Where he's not zooming forward, he's in contemplation. Where is he going to sow the seed of manifestation? What choices is he going to make? As the Knight of Pentacles, he's looking at fields that have been newly ploughed, and he knows to sow that seed is really important on what to do next. So we're in Decision City. This is Decision City right now. Now this was the atmosphere, and so it's very apt that it's cups, because cups imply, you know, you're in your head. So what's the actual situation? Well, we've got again Pentacles again. It's a reset. It's 10. Whenever you see Pentacles, it's always about the material world. Nothing spiritual in it. It's just the material world. That's how I see it. It's the everyday things of life. The everyday things of life are going to be in a reset because it's 10. 1 and 10, put them together, you get 1. 1 is potential new beginnings, or potential and new beginnings. So we are at a reset junction here. And to clarify that, we have the 2, which is decisions again. So we're going to be making new decisions soon. Do we stay? And this card is called, I always have that song in my mind, and it's wands. So wands are about energy, and that energy, imagine he's kind of holding the globe in his hand and he's saying, You know, should I stay or should I go now? Yeah, that always comes to me. What's the name of the band? Should I stay or should I go now? Da da da, there will be trouble. Yeah, anyway, can't remember. Really famous punk band, I think, in the 80s. So he's singing this song, shall I stay or shall I go? And half of him wants to stay where he is, fixed, and the other half of him wants to go forward. So, yeah, so that's to clarify that situation. I mean, these are so easy. Now, we've got the last two. This is the near future. Near future's 3 of Cups. Cups are about emotions, dreams, intuition, abundance, joy, the soul, summertime, celebration. But to me, I kind of see this as a time of intuition. This is a time of celebration that's coming. But 3s are also about growth and creativity and groups and coming together, because they're coming together to celebrate. They're celebrating the harvest time, I think, here. But there is a pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, because the pumpkin's at the end of summer, coming up to the autumn. Is that it? But anyway, they're celebrating. I see that as groups coming together, and they're using their intuition, and through that they will be abundant. That's kind of how I see it. And the advice card. Everyone likes the 6 placement for the crow spread because it's the advice. What do we do about all of this? And again, it's very close to the situation that we find ourselves, because this is also clarifying. It clarifies as well as bring advice. And again, it's being practical with the Pentacles. I mean, here we've got the 7s reflecting, a time of assessment. It's asking to make decisions, but based in a period of reflection, in a period of assessing. And the 7s are always my teen cards. These cards are always talking about, you know, as a teenager, you have to learn to be the 7 of Pentacles, right? Yeah. So all the 7s are all saying the same thing. So as the Fool comes into the teenage years, he has to learn to assess, learn to have reflective thought. So we are being asked here to step back, look at what you've accomplished, look at what is growing, look what needs to grow, look what needs to be pruned, look at what needs to be dug up, and just take a breath, because you are in that period of the Knight of Pentacles. And because of that, you really need to think about this long and hard. I think we are in that period. I think there is time to think long and hard. I don't think anybody needs to rush into anything. I couldn't have said this better myself, really. I've put up doing a reading, and because, to be honest, I've gotten to a stage where nobody's listening to me. So I've kind of got to a point where I've thought, why bother? Why am I on YouTube trying to help anybody? Go do your thing. You do you. And I think I've gotten more and more fed up. and I've kind of resigned myself to just letting everyone, you know, drown themselves, and I mean that metaphorically. I just kind of thought people will only wake up in the time that they wake up. You can't push anybody to see things they're not ready to see. And I am doing everybody a disfavor by trying to warn them of things when they're not ready to face it. On one side of things, where's my thing gone? On one side of this, one is man-made. On the other side of it, this is just a natural, cyclical event. Human, natural. They're two separate events, completely different from each other. And you do you. Right, okay, I'm going to leave that there. This is meant to bless you. We're all on our own path of learning. None of us are perfect, and we are all doing the best that we can. So we've all got to carry on doing the best that we can, as I certainly am. And I wish you all the best. And hopefully I will actually get going again. I don't really like doing the monthly spreads. I find them very unmeaty. If they bless you, I will carry on doing them, but they're not actually something that I enjoy doing. I much prefer doing personal people's. They're far more interesting. And I'll delve into doing things that are going on in the world, you know. But if you don't ask me, then I don't really, you know, because I don't like doing gossipy things. I'll do it if someone asks, but I'm not that fussed about a lot of stuff. You know, so really this channel, because I've got two channels, this channel only survives if people put something, a comment in, and actually says, right, I really want this for a very good reason. And then I will do a spread. I mean, I think that's why I have put in about doing a, a Patreon. Not because of like money, because I think I'd said I'd do it for like £2, which I think is the basic minimum that you can start having something for Patreon. Simply because I just need feedback. I need feedback, and so it's really for that, really. I would love to engage in spiritual conversations with like-minded people, and I have tried to do it over the last couple of years, but I found that some spiritual people have been really like just I don't know, just insecure and quite immature, in a sense of they're coming from a standpoint of insecurity, and as I've always said, hurt animals bite. All hurt animals can bite. Do you know what I mean? It's a phrase, don't take it literally. So anyway, I'm just voicing out loud, really, so you know where I stand. But right, I shall go and edit this and put it up. Bye bye guys. Bye.